Especially if you're wanting to keep whatever magic is upon us, I'll have to call an outside source to help.
Is they going to give us a ballpark estimate?
For the weapon itself, it'd be about 500 gold for one. In order to try to preserve the magic, as you mentioned something with undead, I could see about contacting a local church, and it'd be up to their prices, but I imagine they're going to charge another 200 or 300 on top. And she's noticing your concerns, but if funds are your issue, I could offer a trade. Whatever materials we don't use in your weapons, I would like the rest.
I turn to Skull, like, I'll say in Orcish, so we can be private. I'll say, is that acceptable to you? You know, I shiny new weapon.
He hugs his door, but he nods.
I'll also ask you, still in Orcish or whatever. It's like, would you want to attach like a couple arm straps or a handle to that door to make it a little easier to wield?
Turn it into a tower ship.
Yes, I mean.
He nods.
She's waiting patiently as you're speaking in Orcish.
I turn back to her and say, we would find that deal acceptable, and we have one other request. Could you add a couple of arm straps to this other door off?
She takes a look at it again, and is like, if that is what you want, I could easily fashion something like that. Won't even cost much. We'll just include it in the previous cost.
So would you be able to do that today, or would we have to come back
Well, to turn the current metal into something useful, it's going to take about 3 days' time.
I was referring to the arm straps.
Oh, yeah, I can do that today, easily. And she rings pulls the chain again, and two apprentices come out. One is a human male, and the other is a female half elf, and they come out of the back room, and she says, she orders them to go fetch the supplies for straps for a shield, and the tools necessary for binding him to this metal, and they hurry off into the back room. But yes, as I was saying, to turn this metal into something useful, it will take 3 days' time. After which, it'll probably take a few weeks to mend such a strong metal into something useful. So, a club you're asking for, is maybe 2 weeks, if things go well.
I see.
As long as time is not the issue, then
So,
we can work towards it.
I should Skull's standing there, he's ignorant. I'll say, is that alright with you?
Is there any large axes in there? Two-handed axes?
There are some that are clearly made of steel. There is one that has a bluish tint to the metal. Any others
He points
would have
to
in
one
the
of the
back room.
two-handed axes, the great axe, I'm assuming is what it is.
which one are you pointing to? The
Just an axe. Because he was asking about if the club was okay, and he points to a two-handed axe.
You're wanting to get an axe instead, I see. I'm guessing. Yes. I haven't making an insight to guess. She sees you pointing towards the axe, and are you perhaps wanting an axe instead?
He nods, excitedly.
An axe instead of a club.
Joe's gonna start calling us all boy.
Boy.
That may require a bit more craftsmanship and...
But it would require less metal.
That's true.
To getting to that. But yes, the process of making that will take a bit more time, but should not use as much resources and potentially leave you with some left over for yourselves. Should you perhaps choose to trade that for gold, you can do that as well.
I looked at him. I don't know. I never had a weapon crafted for me.
Yeah. I'll say, well, what kind of price does a metal bring just in ingot form? How much are we taking off that price that you quoted?
For each ingot that I can successfully extract from this metal, their base value would range around 500 themselves, which is essentially the cost of the martial weapon. However, their sell value would go down for anyone you're trying to sell to as they're trying to make a profit themselves.
Of course.
But depending on how well we can pull the ore out of this, there's potential chance for more. I'm just saying I should be able to get at least 3.
And one of those will be used towards the
One
construction.
would be
of the
used
X.
towards the weapon,
Alright.
and if you do not have the coin on you, some of them will have to be used towards the price.
I say, well, I look around the shop. Do I see a scimitar or another finesse weapon in the area?
Yes, I was wondering why you didn't start with something like that. There is a, much like, I know there's more metals, but I've only got 2 on the mind. There is an obvious steel one, and I'll see if there's one of that metal as well. Oh yeah, there are 2 made of metal, which has this blue tint to it.
So how much do one of these fetch?
Hook your
Are you
fam
going
up.
towards the steel or towards the blue one?
The blue one.
Surprise me.
Ah, yes. That is also made of a precious metal. Not nearly as valuable as this one. It's of a metal called mithril, if you've ever heard of this.
Of course.
It's a very light metal, and as you can see, it gives off this bluish hue. And for that
Are there
weapon,
goblins nearby?
it doesn't work like that.
Is there any lances in there?
Yes, there would also be a lance.
Oh, he's gonna go goggle on the lances and touch them.
She seems to pay no mind to you handling the weapons. In fact, in a way, she kind of encourages you to test them out and see what fits your style.
Maybe she's supposed to test him out.
Starts wildly swinging.
I was say, is there any kind of target or dummy in the shop?
She points out if you're wanting to test a weapon, if you go to the side room and out the door, there is a training area.
He frolics out with a handful of weapons.
Once you get outside, it's in a fence to separate her land from the neighbors. And in this yard, there are some dummies of straw, and there's even a few clay pots for testing throwing weapons against. There's just this little area you can just swing weapons around in. Also, the price of the scimitar. Yeah. You got anything plus 500. She says
What don't you?
that one would be about 300.
300.
Yes.
What about the typical steel one?
25.
Well, for today, if we could get the handles attached to that shield, and if you'd be willing to add that scimitar to our total exchange, because we do have a good amount of collateral here, then I'd say that we have a good deal going.
She nods, she agrees. She's also taking notes of what's all on the order, these straps for the shield, the melting of one half of the door, and the order for the great battle axe.
I'm going to be playing with both, and
We'll get back to that.
yeah.
And the scimitar, she says, yes, since I'll be in the possession of the metal at the moment, you can go ahead and handle the scimitar. And she pulls one off the shelf, she gives it a few wipes off, and she checks it, she's making sure it shines, she puts it in a sheath, and she lays it on the desk in front of you.
I will just give it a quick examinational glance. Does it seem like it's particularly fine work, or does it seem fairly average?
See how she did on this one. You would say this is of very well quality.
What? What do I do with this?
It rolled onto the circle on your notepad. That's funny. But yes, it is very a nice quality. It's got this
just rolled it over and
craftsmanship to it. And there are some designs etched into the blade. One of which is of her family crest, which
does it look familiar?
I'm trying to think of what I would do because I didn't write it down.
Shame.
I'll be back to you on that.
Shame. Ooh.
We're just here just crashing and banging in the training area.
Well, let's just say with the axe, I got a 22, a 16, a 23, 18, and a 9. With the axe. Oh! And I just got a nat 20 with the sword.
The lance?
No, the sword.
Oh, you're using the sword now?
Yeah.
You said she grabbed a whole lot of them.
I grabbed a bunch. I was rolling 5 for each. And then...
She didn't seem bothered by you carrying out the weapons. She encourages testing. Finding what suits your style.
That's either really good or really bad.
Just destroying the dummy.
Oh, dude, no, I think, no.
I forgot what we were talking about. You were asking about the crest, yes. It's
would it be of that family?
No. It's not of your family. So I'll come up with a crest later. Which I guess you'll have to come up with one as well.
Probably.
But you two are having your jolly good time. Eventually the apprentices come back and she begins work. Well,
how does 120 with a lance?
Also,
20 with a lance?
Not 20 with a lance.
You just sat it straight through something. It's like...
But,
I've never used a lance.
Once she goes to seek out Skull to begin working on the straps for the door, she comes out to you and says, we are ready to work on turning it into a shield-like device for you if you hand it to us.
Fuck! I got 2 20s with the lance. How fucked is this dummy?
You're tearing it apart, and she's noticing this, and she sends one of them off to actually go get more straw for the dummy. But she has requested your other half of the door so she can put the straps on it.
Okay, I'm gonna be towering over her the entire time she's messing with my door.
She doesn't seem intimidated.
It's not about. It's fine. He's just worried about the door. He clearly looks like a worried mother about their parent or their pet or kid type deal.
And if you hand it over, she actually begins working on it right here out in the open for you to see.
I'll also, well, I guess it won't matter. Never mind. I will also pull out my map and ask her if she's familiar with this.
She takes a look at the map and she's like, I'm not familiar with these landmarks at all. I couldn't tell you anything about it. Right. Although I can tell you that the wizard Bashir, he lives half a day's north outside of town. If this is his or something.
We're actually planning on paying him a visit after our excursion in this town today.
And she can't really tell you much more about it. But on to you two. You were headed to the marketplace, you were headed to...
the guild.
So, I guess initiative to see who goes first, since you're doing 2 different things.
You can go first.
Fenris goes first.
You want to roll? No, I'm going first.
What you get enough of one?
Fenris says you go first, and then he marches ahead anyway.
Well, he said he wanted to roll, so...
Push him aside like a damn...
you can go first. Get out of my way.
I actually rolled decent.
On to my knees. It was. Sorry, Fenris.
Get your mouth shit.
Monday, you're headed towards the west side of town. Overall, people don't seem to pay mind to you. They're just continuing on with their chat. There's no disgust or gleefulness in seeing you. It's just regular day's chatter. They're going to say nothing bad about you or good. There's
good.
There's
a traveler. Something bad, I'd step on it.
Dang.
I wouldn't do that. I'd get rid of it.
Joe, how's she about being picked up? How's she about being picked up?
Not very good.
Okay.
The
I mean-
instructions you were given were to head to like
She'll fuck
nearly
you
the edge of
As
town.
bad as
and that
Arby's
is
trying to
where
pick up a Fonda.
this guild was located.
Like, she'll freak out and claw the absolute living hell out of you.
And as you're approaching the edge of town, you're noticing that a forest is getting closer and closer as the edge of this tree leads to the field beyond it, and then there's the tree line of the forest a few miles out. But as you're like one of the last few buildings, this one's actually built onto the ground as you're in areas where the roots aren't big enough or above ground enough to house a building.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the stag on the door of one of the buildings in this area.
How big is the door? Would I have to crouch? Would I not be able to
actually,
fit?
the door is about 10 feet high,
I can
and
fit.
this is at least it's a 2-story building.
Alright. I'll knock first and then enter, so that way they know that I'm coming in.
Okay. Upon entering here, you see that there are several folks inside, some at tables, some at the bar, one person behind the counter chatting to someone else, presumably a customer. There, to the left side, there is a billboard filled with papers of wants and hunts and all kinds of little quests. And most of the populace in this room are mainly humans and half elves. In fact, you don't even see one standard elf.
Too dainty.
But some of them take notice to you knocking on the door and opening it, and upon seeing you walk in, they just kind of just go back to what they were doing. They just reacted to the noise. You're here.
Alright, so within what's the general layout of the inside of the guild?
So you walk in. There's the task to the left, and to the opposite side of the room is where the like a help desk is. But it also
Okay, like a check-in.
it also as it goes along the wall, it turns into more of a bar. And then in the big open space to the right side, there's tables, and there's a place where people are obviously having like arm wrestles and full on grappling each other. There's a bit of a fighting arena here. And then there's also there's stairs along the back leading to a second story, which has a balcony, and there are some onlookers watching the fight.
I'll ignore the fights for now, and I'll approach the help window.
It's not really a window, it's just
The help desk, or I'll approach it and stuff.
Right behind the bar, there is a human female, and she is just she's currently chatting with someone else. But upon seeing you walk up towards the desk, she seems to politely inform the person who's talking with that business is to be done. And as you approach, she says, "Good evening, sir. How can I help you?"
Greetings. I was wondering if there might be a possibility of me selling this cave bear pelt that I have in my possession. I'm in need of some quick funds, and
You're selling your cave bear pelt?
yeah.
It's one of his starting items.
Benefits.
she,
doesn't do me no good right now.
Another thing you notice upon entering his room, there's all kinds of stuffed animals and heads along the walls.
Oh, stop. Okay, but mountain animal. Okay.
Yeah. So she's like, yes, we do offer trade for furs and hunts.
Bag of beans.
You do also have a hyena pelt I gave you to apologize for pulling my boat out of you.
I'll throw those in on too, see what the general price is, and then if I can get away with it, I'll keep the bear pelt and just sell the two. But if it's
What kind of bear was this?
cave bear, so
The barest bear that you've ever seen.
Papa Bear from the Berenstain Bears.
Oh,
He got
no.
my way.
I thought maybe it was Smokey the Bear.
We appreciate.
Tore that family apart.
Well, she's examining the pellets, and which one did you lay down first?
The cave bear pelt first, and then the 2 hyena pelts.
All right. As she's looking over the cave bear pellets, she's now. What kind of quality was this in? Did it have a hole in it like some other furs?
I can't imagine.
No, the cave bear pelt would have been in a nicer state of being, since I wasn't the one who actually killed it and stuff. It was given me when I left and stuff by one of the actual hunters.
All right. She's ignoring it. Says, we could probably trade this for 5 gold.
For all 3?
Or just the bear pelt.
Okay.
And as she's examining the hyena pelt, she's got the expression turns a little sour. She's like, well, normally we could offer a silver for something like this, but it's a bit damaged. You'd have to accept 7
9 copper. You gotta haggle with him. Go
You
9
said
copper.
7
That
copper?
one is an option. 7 copper for the hyena, and 5 gold for the
How was this
bear
one
pelt.
damaged?
Huh?
How was this one damaged?
I don't know. I was given it.
Yeah, which
Is that the
one?
one that
Which
the
one
hyena
did you give
ones?
him?
In the head?
Yeah.
Axe in the head?
Well, I think I gave him the ones that was the least damage, which, I mean...
Well, then that would go for a bit more. It would go for more of 9 copper. Since it's not as damaged as a hole being punched through it.
Yeah, I tried to not give him that.
So, yeah, she laid out the new prices.
Looking
As
for
Retorts
strawberries.
pointed out, haggling is an option if you are
Yes.
feeling you want more.
The hyena pelts are in the cave bear pelt and stuff. I can. That amount's fine. I can. But the hyena for 2 of them for that little price.
You
I
had
think
2
that
hyena pelts? I thought you
you
only
said
had
you'd
1.
given me 2.
I give you 1.
1. Never mind. I misheard things. No, then I'll take that. Whatever.
She pulls out her money box and this is why I don't like time events. Everyone's on their phone now. I get it. It's just I'm not being
I'm
mean.
I'm looking up pictures of swords.
I'm looking at my character sheet.
Sorry. Oh yeah, you didn't print yours out.
Yeah.
I was looking at my character sheet and looking up Scimitar and
Now I feel like
everything.
an asshole.
I'll pick up.
Feel like an asshole.
Here, I'll get out my phone for you. Here you go. It's-
She gives you 5 gold and 9 copper. And leaving anything else at the moment?
No, thank you. You've assisted me. Thank you.
I wasn't trying to harp on anyone. It's just
Well, you notice how offended I was and how I stopped being on my phone, so...
Finrez, on to you. You were headed towards the marketplace.
Yeah.
Get on my phone.
Let's check out this marketplace.
Now you are heading towards the base of the tree, and it actually starts to slope down into the ground. There are these giant cave-like holes going into the tree, and like the size of these holes don't really even seem to make much of a dent in the base of the tree itself. That you are walking into the tree.
Alright.
And it goes on for a few minutes, and you're finally walking into this opening, this vast opening. There's all kinds of stands and vendors around. There's a lot of chatter amongst the elves, half-elves, and humans alike. And they're all selling their wares, chattering, trading, and whatnot. And you could easily find just about anything within town here.
Alright, I
You can make
wanna...
a perception to find what you're looking for.
19.
Yeah. Along the wall, more towards the west side, like the northwest side of this inner area, you do find a door that says a gamble above it.
A gamble.
Well,
Yes,
there's a-
I'll have 1 gamble.
Well, it is a gamble. You don't know if it's actually a gambling hall or anything. You
One
open up
gamble
the door
holds
and
you.
it could be a trap.
Yeah, it is a gamble. I'm gonna walk in. I don't knock on doors. I just walk in.
You
They
don't
were
have
expecting me.
1 or 2 Oreos?
Huh?
May I have 1 or 2 Oreos?
Oh yeah, no, go for it. That's why I got him. I forgot to bring him down.
You walk into this casino-like area. There's cards being played, dice being played, and any other kind of non-high-tech kind of gambling. There are no slot machines here.
What's even?
Yeah, well, actually, over in one of the corners there is
What do you mean? I got him from Walmart.
I've never seen them before.
there is
Oh,
some
try
kind of game going on that's involving like magic effects going off.
Interesting. I want to walk over towards the magic effects and see what the hell's going on.
So you
Peek around these people.
Yes, there's a crowd watching this, and you see there's about 4 people that seem to be actively involved in what's going on. They're laying down cards, and lights and effects are spouting up and essentially attacking target opponents and whatnot.
This magic's gathering.
You piece of shit.
I'm interested.
It's something easy to throw in. Jeez.
So disappointed.
What
I'm
about
not.
all my 4,000 magic cards? Alright. I'm gonna assume Fidros has no idea how the hell to play this complicated magical game.
It's like something you've never
What
seen
game is it?
before.
It's magic. It's just magic.
This magic game.
What's the game?
It's magic.
No, it's
It's-
magic.
Oh,
Magic the Gathering.
okay.
Sorry.
There's milk in there if you want milk with your cookies.
Oh, that's...
Magic together.
Yeah, I literally did not be able to pick what I eat.
I'm gonna go throw some dice.
Alright.
See how that turns out.
Dungeon dice monsters.
Now, do you happen to have your own
Get
dice
out.
on?
What?
Do you happen to have your own dice on you?
No.
No, that's fine. I'm just.
I don't own dice.
But no, you go over to one of the dice tables, and there's one where there's people gathered around it on a long table, and there's some others where it's more closed off to a few people. So it's whether or not you want to gamble against several or a limited amount of people.
I'll go to the lesser amount of people currently. Might move to the other one, but I gotta test my luck first. 'Cause it's probably bad.
Now you walk over to the table, and people have piles of copper, gold, and silver coins on their table, and they're occasionally putting it into a center pot and rolling against each other to see who gets the better odds.
Alright.
Oh.
I'm gonna...
Now, do you want to watch for a bit or just jump right in?
I'll watch for a second.
Alright. You see, they each start off with 2 6-sided dice each, and as they begin to roll, they all have to roll at the same time. But you notice the more money they put in, the higher die they can trade for,
Third drawer down.
to increase their odds of getting a higher number. But at any time, they only ever
It's a
have 2
pay-to-win
dice.
game. Just
Yes.
like the mobiles.
Yeah.
Damn you, EA, for making this gambling
Need
hub.
to loot crate. Here we go.
Alright,
But it's not always just they're not always just pouring in. But some of them are making wagers to stick with lower numbers, but going for higher rewards. So they're like sticking with smaller dice rounds and trying. And if they win, they essentially not only get the pot, they get additional money as well.
interesting.
They're gambling not only on just putting in more money for better dice, but trying to beat the luck. And as you're observing, you notice that essentially to increase 1 die to the next die up is a gold piece.
I'm gonna throw in 1 gold. See what I can do here.
Now, they hand you 2 6-sided dice and are saying, are you wanting to change one of those?
Yeah, I'll change one for, I assume, a D8.
Mm-hmm. Go to the next one up.
Alright.
Alright. And let's see here. You currently have 3 other people at the table, and they are all evaluating. They just saw this tiefling walk in and put a coin on the table, and some of them are looking at you, chatting amongst each other, and 2 of them also put in an extra gold piece and increased one of their die. So you've got 2 people with the 6-sided, 2 6-sided, and 2 of them with a 6 and an 8.
Alright.
So, go ahead, and if all bets are done, they're waiting for. They all have like their left hand waiting to see if everyone's ready to roll.
I thought it was already.
I'm ready.
All right, and they begin rolling.
He's getting all the snacks in order.
Oh.
This is why I wanted to increase one, because I knew something was going to be real shitty.
Okay, what was your total?
7.
You have tied with one of them at first, so now to
Everybody else sucks.
Yeah, I chose
now
the
you
right
enter
table.
the second the phase where now they have to figure out who wins the pot, and once again this person puts another one forward. You notice as when it enters the second round, they both drop back down to 2 6s. So they put in another one so they can have a 6 and an 8 again. Are you wanting to increase the pile?
Sure. We'll put in another gold.
Alright.
This is gonna end bad.
So
This is gonna end badly. I'm gonna roll one at a time.
No, that's a good start. That was a bad finish.
What was that, 6 and 1?
Yeah.
I mean, crabs that'd be
there's
good.
currently 6 coins in the pot. 6 gold coins. What was your total?
7. Again.
As the other person dies finally end and land on their numbers, you see a look of disappointment spread across his face as his total of 3 show up.
Oh.
And with his loss, the dealer moves the pile towards you.
So I get 6 gold?
Yep.
Fuck
But remember, you used 2, so
2 of it's
you
already-
gained 4.
yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Profit.
Alright. I'm gonna go again.
Where is it? Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a gold in, but I'm gonna just use 2 6-sided dice.
Can I borrow your 6-sided dice?
I'm not gonna.
The other 3 players are
up it.
looking at your decision, and even the dealer decides to get on this and puts in a gold as well.
Hey, he's rigging the game.
But so there's currently 2 gold in the pile, and the others, instead of putting gold in, they each put in 5 silver. So everyone now has 2 6-sided dice.
Okay.
Get
You
five.
did it.
What's right out?
You did it.
That's
I'm
a
just gonna go ahead and
big
ask what your total
old
is.
3.
Yeah, the first guy beat you.
Take
Let's see who gets the money.
in that. Take pride. Ooh.
Just got that -1 gold here, real quick.
And you notice
I gained 4 though, so I'm still
Yeah,
up
no,
everyone's
3
dice
away.
came up a bunch of 5s and 6s, but the dealers come up 10,
See, I
and
knew
they pull the pile in towards them.
the dealer cheated.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna try again.
Oh,
Alright.
I thought
But
you
I'm
were
gonna
saying
stick
they
with
know
the 2
the dealer
6,
didn't
but I'm
cheat.
putting in a gold.
Oh, no, it's not again.
They see it again, and they
She wants to roll in the dice.
Bring me
No, you're telling her, make it a dice.
divine luck.
These dice.
So one of the player puts in a gold and increases one of their dice. And the other 3 put in 5 silver. 5 silver is the minimum, but you've been paying me gold every time.
Yeah.
So only one person has a 6.
I'm in it to win it.
And the dealer's stuck with 2 6s. So go ahead and roll yours.
Ooh.
That's better than the last one.
It's not
So
bad.
just roll to see who gets the highest.
Mm-hmm. But they're able to put in extra money to increase their odds.
We play liar's dice. I actually know how to play that.
What was your total?
9.
9. Oh, you managed to beat everybody.
Adam, are you alive?
Yeah.
And the guy who put in the extra money is sorely disappointed.
Those
You get the 2 gold and the 15 silver that was in the pile.
make that money.
Alright, cool.
Now, are you wanting to keep playing this for a while?
So it takes 10 silver to make the gold, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw in the 5 silver right now. I'm gonna keep playing though.
I don't want this to like go on forever with you just playing.
Yeah, that's
dice.
fair.
So
No, let it keep going.
We're gonna play
much-
the rest of these 2 hours with me just rolling dice.
So, about how long do you think you're going to keep going at this game, or what is your cutoff limit?
I mean, I'll go until like Mundi shows up, or I'm back to like my original, which was like 8 gold. I'm currently up a good bit though.
So, we're not going to keep playing each round. Instead, we'll try and do a percent roll against each other to see how many times you were successful and earn the money
Alright.
during the time it takes for Mundi to catch up.
That's where it was.
But Mundi, go ahead and roll a investigation to find the gambling yourself. What was your percent total?
70, I think. Correct? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So over
No, that's 7.
a few more.
Oh, I'm sorry. 7.
7. Oh, you
Got
got it.
double 0 and 7.
Yeah.
Never mind.
7.
Over the next few rounds, you ended up losing 3 gold.
Jesus.
And what was your total, Mundi?
18.
That's pretty good. We'll say it'll take you about 4 more percent rolls if you want to keep doing this.
Make that money back.
Jesus.
Because each game doesn't last very long, so we're just speeding up the process.
Yeah, I'll do another round of this.
And your total?
47.
That's better.
You make 2 gold profits.
Hey, there
That'll
we
be
go.
3 more rounds before
Going the right
Mundi
way.
shows up.
Alright.
For the what?
Well, we're
Right,
speeding
though.
up the game, so we're not just rolling a
the
gambling
fuck?
game all day long.
That 7 likes being around.
It really does. 57.
You lost 1 gold.
Okay.
No way.
Let's go again.
You've got to roll that triple.
2 more runs.
9.
Oh. 96.
Is it a 6? Oh.
Yeah, that was a
That's
6.
fine. I wanted to be.
You gained
96.
8 gold.
Fuck yeah.
Ooh.
Alright.
Yeah.
One
hell
last
is
time
that?
before Mundi walks in.
It's the naked chicken.
Oh.
76.
Get the mild or the hot one.
You
I
make
got
4
a model one,
more
which is so
gold.
spicy.
And just as you
At the bottom.
win another round, and
Are you hot?
your
There's a
opponents
hot
are
one.
sorely
Yeah.
disappointed that
No.
you keep
Are you
winning, and
Oh.
even the dealer's
Yeah, well-
getting a little upset. But you see Mundi, as big as he ends up walking through.
She rolls once and gets a 99.
I'll get
That
some, get
shit
some.
out of
She's
here.
never going to be able to roll good when it's her turn.
Exactly.
So, how was your profit so far, Finrose?
Pretty damn good. I went from 8 gold to 22 gold and 5 silver, so...
Gambling can pay off.
But then it's crippling addiction. It'll keep drawing you back in until you
I
lose
say, y'all don't
everything.
like-
Keep making money!
I said, you gotta make wisdom saving throws if he gets gambling.
Ooh.
I like this idea.
Please don't.
Let's see. Yes, wisdom is your ability. Yeah, roll a wisdom saving throw.
It won't be like automatic. You'll just start having the inclinations.
9.
You know, it was pretty fun.
It was pretty fun.
You could see yourself coming back.
I mean, I'm up right now. I could keep
Well,
going.
Yeah.
Do
Just
it.
anywhere, don't matter.
I mean, today you could end on a high note and try for bigger treasures tomorrow.
Well, since I assume I see Mundi coming
yes,
in.
he's noticeably stands out of the crowd.
Be like Jill
I'll
when she
try.
asked if she should buy a PlayStation 4. Do it.
I'm gonna run over to Mundi and be like, I did it. I'm winning. You gotta come play this.
Did you get any information like you were supposed to while we were
Drag
doing
your
this?
friend in.
Information. What are you talking about?
You forgot the information part.
I just thought we were here for gold.
He's a. So yeah, the two of you are reunited.
You ace made a
The Goliath is
decent
what's in
amount.
your direction.
At least you made a good amount. So I mean,
You did good. kid.
progress. Progress.
What information were we needing?
Like rumors and stuff, just general information. We weren't going for anything truly specific or anything. So.
All right.
heard the rumor of how great this place is?
Yeah, have you? Dude, I made so much money.
Throwing money at me.
They literally threw it at me. They were really mad.
You bastard. This was my child.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the table, but I'm gonna ask about rumors and shit. Hopefully people will talk to me. They don't seem to be that happy.
As you head back towards the same table, you see looks of disappointment upon your fellow players.
Oh.
Even the dealer is a little disappointed. But you've actually been in close contact with enough of the civilians that you notice something a little unusual about their eyes. They all seem to have pink eyes.
They have pink eyes.
You gotta get out of here.
The iris of their eyes are pink instead of like blue or hazel.
Huh.
Anime characters.
Like all of them? Everyone in here?
Yeah.
There's an anime well just spewing anime into the universe.
Oh no.
Oh.
Is there a bathroom that I see?
Yeah, there's a bathroom.
Alright, I want to head towards the bathroom.
Okay.
Is there a mirror?
You see him walk off towards the restroom for some reason.
Is there a mirror in this bathroom?
Yeah.
How do my eyes look?
What are your natural colored eyes?
It's a good question. Didn't think about that character development.
Mine are gray.
Mine are amber.
Jesus.
How much did your character weigh?
Probably not a lot.
Mine weighs 201 pounds.
230.
See, Scott, they've thought about their characters. What about you?
These things matter.
His eyes
What
are
color is your
pink,
skin?
too.
My skin is turquoise.
We'll go to there.
It was turquoise in the first section and teal in the second.
Is it?
Make up your mind, Scott.
Technically,
like a
they're very
chameleon.
similar
I know,
colors.
I'm just giving shit.
Chameleon devil.
Have pink
Did I
eyes.
say teal in the second?
You said teal in the second section.
Whoops, whatever. It's turquoise. We're going back to the original fucking retcon
OG,
that
here we
bullshit.
go.
Then yellow. You want yellow eyes? That looks good with blue. Or orange.
Yeah, actually,
Orange. Ooh.
yellow eyes makes sense. So we'll say my eyes are originally yellow.
But then what color did they turn? So
There you go.
Still.
Interesting.
Yeah.
it's a trick here.
Just make sure to wash your hands after you go to the bathroom.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna use the bathroom, then wash my hands, and then go back out. I mean, I'm already in there. I might as well.
Yeah, might as well.
I don't know when the last time I've done it is.
It takes a while, but eventually.
We're dirty boys.
Yeah, we've just been living in the woods. I don't know when the last time I peed
Well, I
was.
don't have a lot of faith then in this dice game that he was going to play because everybody looked really disappointed.
He did say he made quite a bit of money.
But I don't know if it was.
You can make an
other
insight
stuff.
if you want, or you can just stay in your own fixed answer.
I'll do insight. That makes sense. Oh.
You get the seeds out.
Well, that's a natural 20, so 22.
Again?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 tonight.
Thanks for these dice, Jacob.
I'm telling you, you bought us weighted dice. Mine just is not weighted very well.
I think
Sorry.
mine are weighted perfectly.
So you can actually,
Wow.
I
I mean, you know,
get a
people
bowl of
hate
water
Thanks.
with salt in and see
money.
how they float.
You do know people hate losing money.
One
They could just be mad at him over that.
Oh, okay.
They're losing their hard-earned money, and they were hoping
Put it on
to
here.
win big
Stick it
today.
fucking crap on
Well, then I'll join in on the game too. So that way, at least if one of us wins profit for the
Those are
party.
seeds, aren't they?
All right. You now sit at this table, and they're less annoyed with you. At least someone new came
Well, I would
to the
hope
table.
they'd be less annoyed with me. I haven't done anything.
You didn't hear the last part. At least someone new came to the table.
Okay. So that'd be really offended if they were already.
Instead of that
annoyed with
freaking turquoise guy making all the
Me
money.
too.
me.
Whatever it is.
I'm gonna go home.
His body, it changes
So,
shape depending on where he is.
you remember the rules of the game?
It's like a chameleon.
I roll dice. I put down money. I can increase my
Then
chances.
is Mundy just going to jump in and start playing, or is he going to observe for a while?
I'll observe.
Alright, you're noticing that They all start with 2 6-sided dice.
You want to get the caddies.
If they put in a gold, they have the option to increase the die to a higher die. The more gold you put in, the higher the die can get, and the largest you can see on the table is a 12. But at any time, anyone only has 2 dice. You don't have to upgrade the dice if you put in a gold. You could go more for the luck route, and if you succeed, you could end up making more.
So those are good.
So, at the moment, when you sit down, you watch for a while.